much right now. Look at it. Just look at it. Look how awful this is. I'm really not trying to be complaining about how dry it is, but we haven't had much rain, guys, this year. We've only had we usually get around 20 inches, but we're only around less than 5, I think. Look at how dry these plants are. Trying to saturate these things. So we'll see. I'll be having to water everything again on Wednesday because it'll start dying. I mean, I love my plants. I mean, I do. This is what I've been spending a lot of time doing for people in my neighborhood. Is they can get out and water, but they haven't had time to water, and their plants are dying. I mean, this is on my property, of course. I'm just usually what I do on Sundays is sometimes I'll have yards to do, which obviously, guys, I haven't having to work as much lately. And this is what's happening. Just look at it. So we're going to pull that thing out. Looks pretty dead to me. Trying to make sure water is standing. I mean, goodness. Guys, it lasted, the yard lasted a week, and then today it started wilting really badly. This is the worst I've ever seen it. This early in the year, it's kind of scary. I don't worry too much about those right there, but guys, it's pretty scary for Central Texas right now because of how dry it is. And what's very, very, very strange and abnormal is right now in West Texas, they're getting rain. And usually this time of year, we're getting a lot of rain. Yards are green. Right now, say it rained yesterday and I had yards to do and I was out doing yards. Well, usually, past couple of years, I've been complaining about how I can only get a yard done on Saturday and then it all of a sudden starts raining like crazy. Well, I should have never said that. And then have to work on Sunday and then it starts raining again. That's how it's been the past couple of years. Well, now it's just been I kind of mow, but it only takes me like 15 to 20 minutes. And mainly, sometimes I don't even mow the dead spots. There's like nothing growing. I just go trim down the stuff that's growing stuff. And it's awful. Awful, awful, awful. We had a good rain last Sunday night. It rained for 5 hours and we got like around 2 inches of rain, and that was so good. Now there's not even rain in the forecast for a week, and guys, in Texas you can tell when high pressure is in the air because it looks hazier. The air almost looks smokier. It's stiller, it's hotter, there's no clouds. Today there's some clouds, tomorrow there's going to be some clouds, but then usually it's cloudy in the morning, and then all afternoon it's still and hot. It's just ridiculous. The shoot is starting to die, and we've been watering it. It can't handle the heat anymore. We think it has a disease, but just look at it. This is a typical sight right now, instead of rain. I'll show y'all something real quick. I'll roll that hose up later. Probably can jerk some of these trees a little later. Alright. Pretty good from the water we've been giving it. It has blooms on it, and the blooms are kind of fading away. And here's a sign that this is in thirst. See the leaves? Supposed to be a little more flat, see? So they're kind of doing that over there. So it's just the way to fix that problem is to water. Because we've had something just told me in the back of my head should be so dry to get rain. It scares me about next year because I don't know how it's going to be, because in 2010 through 2012 we had a very bad drought, and it was one of the worst droughts in Texas history since the 1800s, or since what had been reported. And that was just amazing to hear how that was, just to hear about that in general. Well, and they say Central Texas and other parts of Texas will go through these phases of wet, and then then after that, after a couple of years, it'll switch to another cycle, which is called the dry cycle. And we're kind of in this cycle for every 4 to 5 years. For 4 to 5 years, it's exceptionally wet, where you almost complain about it. And then it gets to where you're like, this is all, or you're tired of it being wet. And then all of a sudden it switches over, and it is dry. It is super dry. And that's kind of how it works. It's kind of crazy, but it happens. It's just how Texas is rolling right now. Anyways, well, hose has a hole in it. Keep that on our grass. Right now we're kind of in a dry spell for a year or two, and it'll get so dry. I think next year it'll be even drier, and then all of a sudden we're gonna slip back in that wet phase of the wet cycle, where we get a lot of rain, and it's gonna come all at once. So guys, in 2012, I forgot to mention, our lakes it got to a point to where they're almost like you can't water your yards anymore. and it almost got there. It almost did. It was scary. We almost didn't have drinking water. I think a few of our aquifers also were running dry. And so in 2010 to 2012, it was so dry that people were selling their cattle because they had eaten everything off, and all that was left was dirt, and the grass is all gone. And now people have started, past couple years, been buying cattle, having very successful hay seasons. And last year, I think we got somewhere around 300 to 400 bales, or maybe I think that was 2 years ago when we got 2 cuts, and that's how much we got. It was so awesome to get that amount of hay. And usually we get around 250, and actually we made around 152 rolls of hay, so that's pretty good, but that's still pretty low from what we usually get. We usually get somewhere between 200 and maybe 230, but we actually, where McDade, Texas is, people around us, we practically know everybody down there. Other people didn't even make that much, and they have just as much land of hay as we do. And that just really speaks up to you about how dry the spring was. And guys, I remember at this time, it would be raining. There's rain in the forecast every day. And then you'd have July and August where it wouldn't rain that much. You get some very strong storms, and then the next day it would dry it all up, and it's just how dry it's exceptionally dry. And that's how it's been, and we don't want it to stay that way. And we know that if it gets dry, it'll rain eventually. And you just have to keep your hope. But anyways, I know I've been making a lot of videos about that. But next week they're calling rain, and they're actually saying we're going to be getting a lot of rain, so that's really good. And so we might give you an update. I think I might take a break for a couple weeks, maybe after this week. I make videos this week, and maybe next week and the week after I'll probably take a break. So, I've got some stuff to do with equipment, and I'll probably make a few videos, but then I won't be taking the time to upload them and, do this and that with them. So, and yeah, we're just gonna be hanging out with some family too. And so, anyways, we're gonna keep making videos this week. There might be a few days where I don't upload videos, but that's because I may be going through it. I don't know, but that's probably much later this week, like on Wednesday. So today's Sunday. So, yeah. So, anyways, I'm just gonna get back to watering. And I think in the next video we'll be sharpening blades and doing all that. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.